Good morning, Tritons. Welcome to another Wednesday edition of Triton Vibe. Later on, we have a special news package for you that we'd like you to pay attention to. We have some interesting news today, so let's hop into that. First, we're going to start off with the weather with Sean.
My name is Sean. Today I'm going to be telling you the weather. Today is going to be 91 degrees Fahrenheit with a 40% chance of rain, and we're going to have scattered thunderstorms in the area. So make sure you know when the lightning detector goes off. Remember, one blast of sound is lightning. 3 blasts is when everything's clear, and that's pretty much it for me. Have an amazing day.
Thanks, Sean. Next, we have the Daily Sizzle with Wilfredo.
Welcome to the Daily Sizzle. My name is Chicken Alfredo, and I'm bringing you the Alfredo sauce of the day. So today, I have a really important question to ask. What do you call birds? Spies for the government, because have you ever seen a baby pigeon before? You haven't, because they're all spies implemented by the government to spy on us. They work for the bourgeoisie. For this short Daily Sizzle, JLC drill, Raiders, and marksmanship practice at 1:45. And the NHS meeting is also at 1:45 in the media center. And lastly, Desbian's rehearsal is at 2 p.m. And on that note, let's move on to some sports.
The home game on September 11th at 6 p.m. Go Triton. On top of that, our bowling team will have a home game at 3. Then, at 3:30, our golf team will be versus Southport Myers, boys away and girls at home. Then, last but not least, volleyball versus Lehigh at 6 p.m. Then our swim team versus Dunbar and South at 6 will be held at the Story Complex. These are the events that will be going on this week. Now let's go back to the studio.
Thanks, Robert, for the sports. On a more serious note, today is the day of remembrance of 9/11, so we have a special package to show all of you.
What emotions and thoughts were going through your head as a result of the attacks?
The emotions and thoughts that were going through my head were disbelief and confusion. I was at home watching TV when it happened, 9/11, 2001.
Did you talk to anyone about your thoughts?
The first person that I talked to was my husband at the time, and we were in shock and disbelief. We were preparing to move to Florida, and then we started talking to other family members, called people on the phone, and it was just shocking, just in disbelief.
What's your advice to people who are held back from doing things due to fear of what could happen?
My advice is to be brave and be adventurous and to educate yourself. If you're going to travel, ask the right questions, do the research, find out exactly what you need to do, and go ahead and go for it if it's the right thing to do. Ask lots of questions and definitely go with your inner wisdom.
Okay.
What emotions and thoughts were going through your head as a result of the attacks?
September 11th, 2001, I was a college student, and I woke up, turned on the TV, and saw that all the channels were showing a building on fire in New York City. I didn't quite understand. And as I was watching, I then saw a second plane fly into the other twin tower. The biggest emotion and thought was just, what is happening? Like not being able to grasp what was going on, just because of the fact the United States has been relatively safe for much of its history and not been exposed to terrorist attacks.
Did you talk to anyone about your thoughts?
At that semester, I was taking the geography and history of the Middle East, and the very next day, September 12th, we came into class. I was in Wisconsin, and my professor had immigrated from Iran, and he was incredibly upset, saying many things that should not be repeated by anybody within education. And it wasn't so much a discussion, it was us trying to figure out motivation, reason, why, what was going on, and trying to make sense of something that nobody could make sense of at the time.
What's your advice to people who are held back from doing things due to fear of what could happen?
For those that feel fear, for those that feel insecure in moving toward action, understand that anything is beneficial than nothing, even if it's simply informing someone else, if it's taking charge yourself, if it's standing up for another friend. Any little step toward proaction and positive action is better than just being a bystander.
Make sure you take a moment to remember all the victims and heroes of 9/11 today. Now, on to some more packages.
Good morning, Tritons. Today I'm going to be giving you some tips to do better on tests and quizzes. One thing that you can do is go to a teacher and ask for help whenever you need help on an assignment or on homework. Another thing that you can do is go to Quizlet or Kahoot. Kahoot and Quizlet are great websites that have study guides on them to help you do better. If there's not a study guide, which by any chance there wouldn't be, there most likely is, you can create your own. That's all for today. Make sure to do your best and have a good day.
This is a nice jeans, you want to? Thank you, bro. As you see, many people are wearing dress fit.
Did you see him sagging his pants? Don't do it or you'll get sent to student affairs. And make sure your rips are below your knees.
Good morning, Tritons. You know what today is?
What day is it?
It's National Make Your Bed Day. So do you know what you should do? Make your bed. Do you know what it will give you? It'll waste 5 minutes of your whole entire day. You know, what better can you get than that? And 2, your parents might not be disappointed in you that you were born. So yeah, it's your boy Alex, your favorite freshman, like the last kid said. Bye.
Thank you for joining us for another edition of Triton Vibe. Remember to stay positive and have a wonderful day.